Good evening, my creations. What's been going on in the mind of good old Ray? First, I need to move this towel. That's annoying. Second, take a puff of this perfectly legal Delta 8, and then reminisce. I swear this beard has doubled in size since the video I made just like 2 days ago. Does it expand and contract? It does make sense with all the curls, but I can't let myself get distracted. Too fucking late. When I was 20, I remember I was having this conversation with this guy named Nick. And I said to him, listen, man, the world is just physical. It's just atoms made of protons, neutrons, and electrons forming chemical bonds and forming molecules. And those molecules are doing things. And I mean, that's all there is going on, buddy. There's physics, there's biology, there's chemistry. There's no non-physical stuff happening. It's just, that's what we got, man. And he's like, do you really believe that? And he said it with such incredulity that I was taken aback. I'm like, do I do this? I mean, I his tone suggests that I'm not being sensible, but it seems like the most sensible point of view there could possibly be. I mean, like, that's the default sensible point of view in my mind. I wouldn't say I believed it so much as I just thought it, because, like, why would I think another thing? Right? But then I contrasted this memory with me doing my God stuff, and I am just dealing with every manner of non-physical thing all goddamn day when I'm doing my God shit. So it's like, oh snap. The thing is, I think about this on occasion because it's just, oh, itchy ears. Just got out of the shower. Hard water. Because my life has to be this humbling experience. I remember once I said to somebody, I can assure you that there is no God. I mean, I can't prove it, but I can assure you God does not exist. And I'm just so adamant, and it's like, that's an arrogant proclamation, and I got my comeuppance, didn't I? By turning out to be God. It's like, well, I sure look like an ass. As usual in this life. Oh, man, I think I need to get some moisturizer. I'm looking super old. Oh yeah, it's probably because it suddenly turned freezing and I got snowed on and I was only wearing shorts. That probably took its toll. I mean, nobody really understands my struggle because, like, some of the shit that I go through, like, I can't imagine it not just crippling another person. I'm just like la-di-da and I go along with it. And I think this depression is that shit taking its toll, by the way. I mean, you can see how this takes its toll on me on multiple occasions. The whole being God thing, I mean, it's not going to be easy. Anyway, where was I going with this? 1 second. Maybe more Delta 8 will help me remember. Oh yeah, the thing that would probably like completely cripple a normal person, having their worldview upended. Up until the very moment that I had the brain melting revelation that I was God, I viewed the world as purely scientific. Nowadays, I spend my Saturdays and Sundays wrenching around the multi-dimensional underpinnings of the goddamn universe. Entirely non-physical shit. Now, it's been 8 years, but 8 years is still, I mean, that's not that much time to go from the world is purely particles obeying scientific laws to wrenching around the fabric of the fucking cosmos with sticks and markers and shit. It's not like I had that whole time to acclimate. I've been doing this shit the whole time. I'm just saying. It's a great upending of the worldview, and I hit the ground running with it initially because I thought I was going to get some answers fairly quick. But it's been 8 years. I guess I do have answers. But it's like, what good are answers when everybody's too stupid to even understand the questions? You know? It's a lonely kind of knowledge. I mean, most knowledge is lonely if you really think about it, because the shit people share between them, it's not exactly knowledge. It's usually just arbitrary shit that they get all hyped up over. Yeah, my observations. The thing is, I'm not a closed-minded person. It wasn't until I was maybe 22, 23 that I was totally sure about the scientific reality. I mean, things like telepathy. If you understand how neurons function, and just you're not going to believe in telepathy because it's like, well, what mechanism exactly is communicating and translating this information? I mean, because you'd not only have to transmit it brain to brain, but you'd actually have to find the way to make the information compatible one brain to another. And, that's just not as feasible as you might think. They're not Macintosh PCs that you can just swap files on. They're a bunch of analog goddamn neurons. So how's that going to work, Sonny Jim? Yeah, no telepathy. And psychokinesis, okay. If it was possible, somehow, with neural mass, to move shit around effectively, then why the fuck would every goddamn organism have limbs and not avail themselves of this windfall of easy work? And also, what is the mechanism by which the force is transmitted from the neural? Yeah, no telekinesis. I read books on witchcraft, gave it a try if it wasn't too difficult, no results. Books on how to get psychic powers, no results, etc. and so forth. Just going through them, trying them, checking it off with observation and analysis. I mean, that shit's just not real. If you try it, you will see that this is the case. Unless you're one of those people who can lie to yourself, which is like most people, apparently. Oh, this is a nice ramble. I mean, it's just my point. I had such a rigid scientific point of view, and now I'm just doing the God shit, thinking about creation at large. Again, I mean, it's a bunch of physical realities, tons and tons of non-physical shit, indescribable non-physical shit. Just always thinking about this indescribable non-physical shit, like a lot more than I would have thought when I was 20. Yeah, maybe that's the whole point. Would not have expected this lifestyle when I was 20.